Hotelier seeks Senate's intervention as Amcon moves to take over business illegally. The CEO Peace Global Satellite Communication, Barrister U. Hotelier has called on the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and other financial institutions to call Amcon to order as the said body is planning to illegally hijack his Peace Hotels Limited, located at Omole, Ikeja, Lagos from him. Information reaching us claimed that just when an Abuja Federal High Court is set to deliver ruling on the 24th of November 2020, the motion brought before it by Peace Global Satellite Communication over an ex-parte order secured by Amcon, the Amcon receiver is said to be threatening the obligor to move out of the property. This, according to the chief executive of Peace Global Satellite Communication, is even happening when the matter, which has dragged on for years, is now before the Supreme Court until Amcon recently went to secure an ex-parte order from an Abuja Federal High Court. In a statement made available by OVA Edomi, media consultant to Barrister Oreyeyu Livingstone, CEO, Peace Global, Peace Hotels Limited, the company in 2004 took a loan of N$178 million to supplement the rolling out of wired phone. Out of the N$178 meters taken, the sum of N$162 million was paid back, remaining a balance of N$16 meters on principal. There was a thunderstorm that destroyed the Peace Global Satellite Communications network, a development that made Wema Bank to attempt selling the collateral used to secure the loan, but Peace Global went to court in 2009 claiming that Wema insurance brokers failed to process their thunderstorm claim for 2 years. This matter was already in court before the creation of Amcon, but according to Hotelier, Wema Bank misrepresented to Amcon that balance on principal was N240 meters, which made Amcon to buy the loan for N123 meters. But even then, Peace Global through the chief executive wrote to Amcon alleging false misrepresentation of figures until Amcon was joined by order of court in 2012, whereas Amcon was created in 2010 and the debt was bought in 2011 when matter was 2 years old in court. As part of the efforts to pay the balance to Amcon, Peace Global is said to have requested Amcon to reduce the purchase price of the debt by 3/4. Hence, Wema Bank claimed that Peace Global was owing N60 meters on principal and N60 meters is 1/4 of N240 meters, and on the ground that Wema Bank could not provide photocopies of the instruments with which loan account was drawn down beyond N178 meters. As a result, the debt file was sent back to Wema Bank through CBN, but CBN returned the file back to Amcon. Meanwhile, the suit was dismissed on the technical ground that claimants failed to file the CMC forms, whereas the claimants filed the CMC forms but was yet to serve the parties. Hence, claimants' appeal was dismissed on February 10, 2020, but claimants filed notice of appeal and served on Amcon on February 14 this year after 2 days delay due to unavailability of certified true copy of judgment. According to Hotelier, compilation of records was done by all parties including Amcon on June 16 this year, shortly after the COVID-19 lockdown. Thereafter, the records were transmitted on June 19, 2020 to Supreme Court, while brief of argument has since been filed. Lamenting Hotelier's ordeal, his media consultant noted that on July 24, 2020, without Hotelier being served any court process, a bailiff of Federal High Court Lagos presented court order dated the 9th of March 2020 issued by Federal High Court Abuja, which order expires if no motion on notice is served within 14 days of the ex-parte order. Motion on notice was not filed within 14 days, which expired on the 23rd of March 2020. Writ of summons was filed on the 20th of March 2020, and in the supporting affidavit, it was claimed fraudulently that the matter was not pending before any court, whereas it was pending before Supreme Court. Hotelier have since filed statement of defense. The claimants to properties at Obadina Street, housing ongoing businesses, were allegedly sealed with 15 heavily armed policemen in attendance. Hoteliers' residence was also taken possession of. Though the claimants have applied for the ex-parte order to be vacated and have served on the receiver. Meanwhile, Hotelier is being asked to pay over ₦1 billion, whereas Amcon bought the debt for N123 million, and up till date Wema Bank or Amcon has not been able to produce photocopies of the instruments with which Peace Global drew the account down beyond N178 million. Even then, for Amcon, which took a matter that was pending before Supreme Court to Federal High Court Abuja, is now running away from the ruling by threatening to seal up Peace Hotels if the company does not enter into agreement to settle the matter out of court before the 16th of November 2020. All the companies plea for the ruling to be given by the Federal High Court Abuja first, before settlement or sealing is falling on deaf ears. The Amcon receiver equally asked the company to be paying profit made from Peace Hotels into their account, and Hotelier agreed pending the judgment of the courts. Meanwhile, the unanswered questions are: 1. Why did Amcon still go ahead to buy the debt at 123 million after warning in writing in a letter dated the 31st of January 2011, written by Peace Global, alleging that Wema Bank plc misrepresented the facts and figures to be N240 million outstanding on principal, whereas the outstanding on principal is N16 million. Why did Amcon buy the debt? According to paragraph 16 of their statement of claim, on the 30th of June 2012, whereas Amcon was joined to the suit by order of court on the 23rd of February 2012. 3. Why did Amcon go to Federal High Court Abuja to file ex parte motion dated the 11th of February 2020 to take possession of Peace Global's property, including where the MD lives with his family, whereas Peace Global's right to appeal to Supreme Court within 90 days started counting on the 11th of February 2020? Why did Amcon use N421,983,448.90 as the index amount, whereas Amcon paid only N123 million to Wema Bank plc for the debt, and Amcon is not a profit-making body or revenue-generating body? If Amcon is a profit-making or revenue-generating body, Amcon should make its records of debts resolved so far public to see how much profit or revenue it has made and paid into the treasury of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Amcon sources its funds from treasury bills, which goes for about 6% rate of interest because it is guaranteed by the federal government, and as such the rate of interest calculated based on the index amount should not exceed single digits. Amcon was created to make banks liquid, and once debt has been bought and paid for by Amcon, the bank is not expecting another money from Amcon subsequently, and as such Amcon cannot scheme to recover beyond what it paid for buying the debt and single digit of interest. Hotelier, through his media consultant, called on the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, the Attorney General of the Federation, to call Amcon to order and requested the suit at Federal High Court Abuja be withdrawn and let parties pursue their remedies at Supreme Court.